Hello, my name is Andy from Art Cacao, and I'm back today to tell you about my experience with cold water, with cold Irish Sea water for the first time, and why did I choose to do that, and what happened before, there, and after. So here is my story. Hopefully you will understand a little bit about why I'm so crazy about that and why I am a big advocate for cold water and cold water swim. So my very first time happened 18 months ago in February 2021. And that was a particularly different time in my life, because that was the time I was through 6 months of an assignment in my company. I did 6 months temporary cover, maternity leave cover, and I was in charge of the whole European region. Almost 20 people reported to me. And I really enjoyed that assignment. But that assignment happened, the time when my private life was extremely challenging due to the fact that my father was dying the time when I was given this assignment. And 2 months into this project or program, he unfortunately passed away. And I really wanted to prove in my job that I was worthy of a promotion or some more challenging work to do as a next step in my career. I really wanted to prove myself all over again that I am here to rely on and count on and take seriously, basically. So I didn't really take time to grieve when my father passed away in October, and I kept pushing on to deliver to the highest standard at work. And January came, and I was told that the position I really wanted to get wouldn't be available, but they offered me a role that was not at all in line with my plans, basically. And my other option was to go back to my original role, which I was really looking forward to stepping away from and doing something more challenging in my life. I was really felt burnt out in my original role. So in February that year, 2021, it kind of hit me what just happened in the previous 6 months. I just realized, everything that happened with my father, how it really impacted me, everything that happened at work. It was a huge, huge disappointment that I really sacrificed my own personal needs to take time out in order to pursue for a career, a position, a company that didn't need that level of interaction and that level of skills and expertise and talent I could offer. And it just hit me, and I felt, I guess, extremely depressed, extremely down, extremely lost. And I was always wondering, whenever I passed the seaside, not just during the winter time, but during the summertime as well. That time I had been living in Ireland for over 15 years. And for 15 years, I was wondering what people are doing in the cold water. They are out of their mind, really. And I was chatting with my classmates. You probably know I'm a student in an Irish School of Homeopathy. I'm final year student taking my own patients as well in my own clinic right now under supervision. And that time I was chatting with a classmate, and she was telling me that she had been going there for year 2 that time, and how much it helped with her own condition and mental health and so on. And I was like, I was always wondering, those people who are swimming in the sea and the cold water wouldn't get cold and they wouldn't get, any infection, especially, being a woman. I was very afraid and aware that I could get easily cold from down above. And I was like, you are my living example, standing in front of me, telling me you've been going there for a year and you look pretty fine to me. And she was like, no, I'm healthier than ever. And that was a very big breakthrough for her, that she went to the sea and how healthy it is. And I was like, probably that's what I needed, to talk to someone whom I know and trust, who could share their own personal stories, how well it worked for them. So one day I decided to order this swim gear, this neoprene suit. And when it arrived, I told her, okay, I might go with you next time. And I went there. Obviously, I didn't know, like, you can try to prepare for coldness, but it's not something that you ever experienced before, probably, and not something that you could potentially be trained for or prepared for. And I went down with her for the first time on the 17th of February 2021. And I know, and my biggest challenge that time was mental, emotional, and my own physical illness, my chronic illness added all together. And my whole problem, I guess, was that my mind was completely on the go. I couldn't shut my mind off, shut completely up, and just have this quiet, peaceful state in my head. And that was my biggest challenge so far as I remember. And that's what I was always trying to numb or quiet. But this thing in my head was all the time talking to me, trying to find a solution, trying to, see how to make plan A, B, C, and D, and probably E, F, and so on until Z. And I just couldn't not to talk to myself, and I couldn't not to hear the little voice inside my head talking to me and commenting everything and everything. So that day I went down with her in February. The water that I received was lovely 8 degrees Celsius. It was just so freaking cold. But you know what? Like, I went there, there's no way back, just into the water. And I remember I went into the water, and my friend told me, okay, just breathe. Like, you all you need to do is breathing. I was like, okay, like, I can breathe. Well, it's a different type of breathing, even though in the air wasn't too warm either. Like in February, like probably it was around 10 degrees as well. Going into cold 8 degrees water, like, it's a completely different experience. Basically, I really needed to focus on my breathing. I made all the mistakes, obviously, all the beginners could make, trying to breathe. And I was like, not just choking on me. And she was like, breathe out, 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 out. It's like, okay, I cannot breathe out. I need to breathe in. It's so cold. And I went there, and the minute I dipped and the water reached my neck, I just felt so proud of myself that, oh my God, I'm in the water. So for 1 minute, I'm just so amazingly proud of myself. That again kind of hindered my proper breathing, and I was like, in the water, completely euphorical state, being happy for myself to be in the water in February. And then bringing back to my attention to breathing, and why am I here, realizing, oh my God, it's been a minute I was in the water for, and I didn't think. I didn't make plan A, B, C, D. I didn't worry about, what happened, or I wasn't anxious what's going to happen in future with me. I was just completely and utterly busy with my breathing, just the basic survival and the basic sensation of the coldness of the water. And then I started enjoying, it takes around 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes for your nervous system to kind of switch off that switch in your brain when you don't feel the pain any longer. And paying attention to my breathing and trying to do some basic swimming as much as I could in this freezing water, and with the coaching skills of my friend Kira. And I'm so happy and glad that she was helping me to get through this period. I started to feel awesome. So basically, that's the natural high when the endorphin kicked in. It was just so amazingly fabulous experience. Being in the cold water, enjoying freedom and not to think. You know, these combinations just heaven, a piece of heaven on earth for me. And she was saying, okay, the minute I start shivering again would be the sign to go out. And again, oh, so you're not going to tell me I will need to pay attention to my body? That was again a new experience. Like, I'm so used to people telling me, you know, this is what you need to do, this is the drill you need to follow. And she empowered me and gave me the decision making about my own body and life to decide. And I was like, okay, that's another new experience to me. And yeah, I think I was in the water for just under 10 minutes or so, not even, maybe 8, and went out. Obviously, outside was as cold almost as inside the water. But the first 60 seconds, the first 1 minute, when the body was still very cold, a little bit shivering, it was just amazingly euphorical feeling. I can just, like, I never really been high. I don't really know. I never used any commercial or any social drugs. But pretty much that could be it. And it was just amazing being outside in nature, open air, and in the water and the salt, and it was just amazing. And standing there, first of all, I was very cold, but second of all, I enjoyed being cold. So it was a weird combination. And the first 60 seconds were really, really enjoyable. And then the coldness kicked in and I started shivering so badly. It was very challenging to take off my swimsuit and trying to dress and put on dry clothes. It was extremely challenging. And obviously, over time, I need to learn how to warm up my body as quickly as possible with lots of layers afterwards, but it's just all part of training and experience. And yes, I went into the car and straight home and sat in warm bath for 30 minutes to get back to my normal body temperature. But that 1 minute at the beginning, 1 minute in the middle, and 1 minute after I came out of the water, it was just so undescribably, like, amazing feeling. I never ever experienced before in none of the circumstances I've been in, no matter what we talk about, you know, any pleasure or whatever it is, what it was. And then I realized maybe that's the way to shut my mind down and up and this little chattery box in my head. And also experiencing naturally how to feel good, how to feel happy, how to let my body to give me happiness from inside out, rather than expecting somebody to do something for me, to make me feel better. And also I learned that obviously the natural, like, seawater is so therapeutical. It has so much great benefits, like high in magnesium, minerals, everything your body can absorb. You know, it just naturally calms your body and relaxes you. It's just so, so, so nice, and boosts your immune system, obviously, as well. And give me the freedom feeling, you know, being outside and floating in water, like feeling free, feeling, you know, unleashed. Nobody can control me there. It was just such an amazing feeling, even just for a couple of minutes. And also I've learned, and you can Google all of the health benefits of swimming in cold water, cold salty water. I'm not going to take this pleasure away from you. Go ahead and Google it. But it absolutely burns a lot more energy and a lot more calories when you swim in a cold water. and it's so much impactful on your body. Absolutely. Yeah, my stress level was absolutely reduced. And you know what? I felt the after effect of this whole experience for a few more days afterwards. And the funny thing is, and as I experienced before and seen before, witnessed before, there's always somebody there. You're never alone, especially when you observe when the tide is high, ebb and flow, and you go when the tide is high. Especially those areas where particularly like popular and famous, for swimming spots, hot sea swimming spots. There's always people to talk to. There's always people to share stories with or listen to their stories. It's a fabulous community out there, and it's a great socializing opportunity, a great topic, a great bonding opportunity too. So there's a lot of aspects, a lot of opportunity in a very small exercise, and you can build up the time that you spend in the water. I don't think I've spent more than 20 minutes, by the way, in the past year and a half. Even during the summertime, it must have been maximum 20 minutes. So that's my personal limit, but everybody's different. Somebody possibly can stay there and even, do more long distance sea swimming. But even if you're there for 3 to 5 minutes, but you try to be going out on a regular basis, you're doing a lot more for your health than you can imagine. And that's what I experienced. My immune system works. I don't want to say, big words, but probably better than ever. You probably know, and I can share more about my own chronic illness and my story, but I never felt so healthy and well a year and a half on into this experience than ever before. Definitely my mental health hugely improved, and I'm pretty sure it's a big factor to it as well. Yeah, so I'm a big advocate. I really, really encourage everybody to try. Don't have a huge expectations, and I'm not gonna lie, it's cold. It's very cold. But what's your intention? It's very important. Why are you going there? My intention has always been to feel free, to feel healthy, to feel whole, to feel happy. And all those intentions and wishes and goals were achieved every single time. So it's just an amazing feeling. So I can talk about that more, but I just like to encourage you to go out and experience it and do it safely. So gather with someone, look for a safe spot, always make sure you're mindful and you do it in the right way. Safety is more important than anything else. So please be mindful of that. If you need to do more research or talk to more people, go ahead and do that. Get in touch, reach out. You can reach out to me. I would be more than happy to assist, or come along with me one day, and I would be more than happy to coach you and help you to experience this beautiful healing method tool. So that's about my experience in swimming in a cold Irish water, and I hope to see you, some of you, if not all of you, at some stage somewhere along the coast side in Ireland, no matter if it's in the middle of the summer or middle of the winter. So happy swimming and have a lovely day. Bye.